What's going on, Dope fam? Back with another video. We have a massive video today. We have some really nice Bitcoin updates to show you guys. As always, when it comes to our parabolic trend, we had a really nice breakout to the upside as of pretty much this morning. And once again, we had a nice bounce and retest of that third wave parabolic trend. So, as always, when it comes to this parabolic trend, I had my hypothesis and relayed to you guys, look, when it comes to parabolic trends, generally every time a parabola happens, it's in four waves or five waves, and it looks like we have confirmed our third wave. And as you guys can see, we've had multiple touches already. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now 6 touches. That gives me more than enough information that look, as long as we hold this trend, Bitcoin is in a massive parabolic wave to the upside, and more than likely it's well on its way to all-time highs. And when it comes to updates for today, I'll be going through Bitcoin market analysis and Ethereum, and I will also be doing a dedicated video for base native coin over on my X. So my last video was a coin on Toshi on X. I'll be doing a different base native coin, so be sure to have a look at on that video once it uploads today. Make sure to follow my X, and without further ado, I'm Dope Oxide. I make content on YouTube, X, and CoinMarketCap, so be sure to follow those pages. Like and subscribe, ring the bell, do all that, and make sure to also comment which coins you want me to cover. And like I just said, I will be doing a base native coin video on X, so be sure to have a look at on that. And today's video will just be market analysis on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So let's get right into it. For liquidations, not much liquidations today. We only had 250 mil, which to be honest, it's all right for a Sunday because generally weekend volume is quite low. We're actually ticked up higher today than over Saturday, which is good to see. For liquidations, it's looking pretty good right now. We have a lot of liquidations above us, and more than likely, I really think that we're most likely going to have a spike to the upside, and we have pretty much about $200 million just at the 110K region. So I do expect a spike to the upside in the next few days, if not today. For the long-short ratio, we're going up a bit, but when it comes to the daily, it's still pretty much red. We're ticking over to the blue side currently, but as you guys can see, the trend is still down, and the majority is shorting the markets, if not offside. The sentiment is still quite bearish, which is really good to see because even just retail traction, like there is zero retail traction right now, even though Bitcoin is basically at all-time highs, which is great to see. For Bitcoin, once again, we've still got another bounce and nice retest of our parabolic trends. It's pretty much confirmed now. Like we've had 6 touches, and just to recount for you guys, we had the first touch, second touch, third touch, fourth touch, fifth, and now 6. So basically confirmed. And as long as we hold this, Bitcoin is on an uptrend, and more than likely we'll head into a fourth wave parabola. I do expect that fourth wave parabolic move to probably happen in the next month or so if we were to hold this trend, because generally every time you hold this trend and go to the next stage, it's generally half the time. So when it comes to that, our previous trend lasted about, let's see, it lasted about 580 days. So technically the next third, so which is the third wave, would last about 300 days. But as you guys can see, if it was the last 300 days, like we would probably be up in like the 600K region. So I probably wouldn't bet on it, and it'll probably last way less than that because yeah, 300 days, 600K Bitcoin. If it was to actually go the same routes as pretty much like the textbook definition of it, but let's see where it goes. I do expect, in my base case has always been, a run to 150K. Because every time we've had a macro bottom for this bull cycle, we've done a doubling from there. So if I do a doubling from there, roughly a doubling in price puts us about the 150K region, and we'll probably hit it if we were to keep this trend sometime in early July. And then let's see if we get that fourth wave parabolic move, because if we do and have a bottom from there, let me just draw up from here. So if we were to hit 150K and get a bottom from there, let's say the degree of this fourth wave is around, probably like around here, and it happens in half the time. So let's say the 150K run happens in 90 days. That would mean the next run would happen in 45 days. And another doubling from there would give us about 300K. So let's see where that goes. Obviously, when it comes to guesstimating how far we go in the future, I'm not sure. Like I always want to relay to you guys, look, when it comes to short-term time frames, it's better to figure out what happens there. And my base case has always been 150k, so there's no real point of guessing if we're gonna break it past that, because I'll just update you guys if I do think it changes. But as it stands right now, 150k is the base goal, and we're currently on trend, and we had a nice retest and a nice bounce. As always, news always just happens to come in at the perfect timing. So, of course, since this support was support and we were due for a bounce, of course, news had to come in. And President Trump actually announced he would delay 50% tariffs on the EU until July 9th. So, you guys could say market manipulation or the news like priced it in, whatever. But by looking at the charts, you can guys obviously see we were due for a bounce, and the excuse of the bounce was the EU news. So let's see how it goes, but that news is quite massive, so I do expect a leg up very soon. If we were to break down from here, most likely we would have to retest the high 90k region and make our way to the second parabolic move. And to be honest, if we go below that, that would mean the bull market is getting damaged, and most likely a top would have to be called. But obviously, we haven't seen that yet. The parabolic trend is still intact, and more than likely, as long as we hold this trend, we will move up. When it comes to Ethereum, we're still waiting on the consolidation for Ethereum right now. As you guys can see, the past few weeks we had a downward consolidation. We broke out. Now we've retested it once again. We actually retested it twice. So it's looking like Ethereum really wants to make way and break up to the upside and head for those range highs. And I actually drew this off video, but our next retest and really our next resistance point is the 3k region. So if we were to break above this double top we had previously, which is about the 2.7k, I really think that the 3k level is a magnet, and we'll have an explosive move up there, which will more than likely mean that the Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio chart will make way to the 0.027 region. And just to give you guys an update for the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, we actually had more retests once again. So if I go down to the 4-hourly chart, we had a consolidation period, and we've broken out, retested, and now we're making our way to the upper band. So exciting times. Ethereum really looks like it wants to break out. Bitcoin is holding trend and holding the parabola. And when it comes to just other data points, tweet from Toshi Main, both Bitcoin and Ethereum have actually supported the super trend and is still green. It makes him think that actually we rip higher this week and it starts today or tomorrow. We might actually see the beginnings of that. Bitcoin's actually moving quite fast today, but let's see where it goes and let's see where we close. But just a reminder too, a super trend is like a technical indicator, and it usually tells you if Bitcoin or whatever asset you're looking at is very strong. And as you guys can see, we've generally just kept bouncing for the past few days off this super trend. And every time we bounce, it more than likely means that the trend is strong and the result is most likely a break to the upside, if not an all-time high this week. Very exciting times. More than likely, we might actually hit a Bitcoin all-time high this week. As always, like, it's just pretty funny just to see that news just comes in at the perfect times. Just a little recap as well. Like, Bitcoin trend is still strong, and more than likely we're going to make our way to all-time highs this week, if not in the next few weeks. And if we break down below this parabolic trend, it just means we need more time and consolidation. And yeah, so that's all to the video, guys. If you guys liked the video, like and subscribe, ring the bell, and be sure to have a look out on my X page. My handle is @DopeOxide. I will be making a base native coin for the day, and it won't be Toshi. I've already covered Toshi. I covered Toshi last week, so be sure to actually have a watch over there, because I did a thesis update on why I'm bullish on Toshi, and also a thesis update for the base chain in general. That's all to the video, guys. Peace.